Hello and welcome back to our channel. My name is Heidi and I'm a realtor here in Venice, Florida.
And I'm her sidekick, husband.
In this video we are going to be talking about the market here in Venice, and I just wanted to have my husband here with me so that he can give you kind of like a different perspectives, because the market is hot here in Florida. So let's get started. Just because the market is hot here doesn't mean that it's not a good time for you to purchase. It just depends on your current situation, if you're an out-of-state buyer, but we'll get to a lot of those things later on in the video.
We will. And when we say Venice, we mean Venice area, just to kind of clarify. Venice, Inglewood, Northport, Sarasota, kind of within that area.
Yep, so the Sarasota County area. What I mean by saying the market is hot is that houses are selling very quickly, and a lot of times they're only on the market for like a day or two, and then they sell like right away with multiple offers, over asking. So it's a very difficult time right now to purchase a property, especially if you're financing your mortgage. With that being said, it doesn't mean that it's a horrible time to purchasing or to selling your current property.
One thing I want to point out too is, like, we have experienced this in Wisconsin. The market has been hot for years now. We originally we lived in Wisconsin and we're going to buy there, and we didn't because the market was hot, and then we decided to move to Florida because the market wasn't as hot at the time. So, you know, there was kind of that dynamic going on, which now that's gone. It's like the market seems to be hot everywhere.
Yes. So let's get more detailed. Currently in Venice and pretty much in all of Florida, we're experiencing low inventory, like very, very low inventory.
What's inventory for the people that don't know?
The amount of houses that are out there for sale. Because of that, when houses come on the market and people are looking into purchasing, the houses just sell right away.
So supply and demand, because there's low supply, a lot of demand, high price.
Correct. And the low housing inventory actually set a record in January and February of all-time low.
In Florida?
In Florida.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yes.
I knew it was really low, but I didn't know it was an all-time low. And why do you think this is happening? I have my idea, but what do you think?
Well, we have a lot of people moving from different states. I personally believe that's due to the pandemic. There's a lot of people who are moving from New York, Wisconsin, Illinois, Ohio. I've had a lot of people contact me, you know, like they want to move down here, and their reasons are, some of them want to get out because of the pandemic. In Florida, you can just be outside and feel safe. And you don't have a winter in Florida, so, well, you have a beautiful winter in Florida. They're also tired of the snow, and I think that this past year kind of like
gave people that
showed,
nudge.
yes, like you can't really go out and do anything. Like here in Florida, I feel like we had it a lot better because we could still get out and enjoy ourselves, and like in Wisconsin, like you really don't want to get out in winter.
Even for us, moving from Altamont Springs, which is basically Orlando, we were living in a condo and we wanted to get a house because then it's like you can do stuff in your yard and the garage. I work out in the garage now. So little things like that, I think, also maybe are pushing that. But yeah, I think it's definitely the pandemic has been a factor, and just also for, like, at the time we bought, interest rates were also really low, and we figured maybe the market would get a little more scarce. So we picked a good time to jump in.
We bought it, yes, at a perfect time. I mean, interest rates are going up now, but that still doesn't mean that it's not a good time to buy just because interest rates are up, but they're still pretty considerably low. Right. They're like 3.1%, I believe, the last time I checked.
Again, it depends on your situation, like where you are at, where you're located, all that kind of stuff. We'll get to it in a second, right?
Yes.
So what should you do if you're like worried about your offer getting approved and all that? What's your advice for someone that's looking to buy in this market?
So you want to move quickly. I mean, I know that's not an ideal situation when you're a buyer, because you want to take your time, make sure that house is really the house of your dreams. But unfortunately, in this market, you do have to move quickly. Put in an offer, a strong offer. I can't tell you numbers exactly, but I can advise you on what the market looks like and compare other homes to the home you're currently purchasing.
One other thing I think to note with that, you know, obviously get as much information about the house as you can before putting an offer in. But one other thing, you know, we get a lot of people contacting us or her about moving from out of state. So you want to have a really good idea of the area you're getting into. So like our channel can be a great resource for that, to help give you a better idea of the area, the neighborhoods. If there's something that's not on the channel you want to see, we can do that for you. If you want to see video of a house, again, we can help you on that side of things.
Yes, and I've had a lot of people, out-of-state people, contact me in the past year and asking, you know, like, hey, I'm interested in this house, but I can't get to Florida right now. Can you take a video? So I take a video of the house, and we drive around the neighborhood as well, so that you can get a feel for what that house, the location, and what the house looks like.
Yeah, and I think it's really important too to get that video, because a lot of times pictures, sometimes they don't do a house justice, and sometimes they make it look way nicer than it is. So we can get a detailed video showing, some more of the intricacies of the house and things like that. The neighborhood that it's around, and all those little things that, are really hard to not to be, if you don't experience them in person. And on that note, again, like we said, if you're going to put an offer in on a place, you're going to have to act quick. So that's another thing. Like, we've been doing YouTube for years with other channels and whatnot, and we can get you a video turned around really, really quick. Probably, if it's a rush, within 24 hours.
Yeah, just don't expect a
movie quality budget. Yeah, but enough to really see what's going on with the house and the area and the neighborhood, and anything else you would want to see, we can help take video. She's busy with stuff. I'm always here to be her sidekick and help out with that kind of stuff.
So we were just talking about homes selling quickly. Another thing is that homes are selling over asking, which I mentioned earlier in the video. But a lot of these transactions are actually cash transactions.
So how would this affect me as a buyer?
Well, I'm glad you asked.
She told me to ask.
Cash buyers will do whatever it takes to purchase the home, because if they're thinking about purchasing, that means that that's the house of their dreams, right? The price tag does not matter. So how does this affect you as a buyer? Well, if you're paying cash and you're okay with paying cash and paying over asking, then you're fine. Okay. But if you're financing your home, getting a mortgage through a financial institution, then that financial institution is going to appraise the home. And if that home doesn't appraise, then you're either not getting the loan, or you have to come up with money out of pocket. So say the house is selling at $350,000.
Okay.
And the appraisal comes back and it's only appraised at $325,000. So you have to come up with $25,000 out of pocket.
Okay, so basically what it amounts to is you got to have some extra cash on hand, probably.
Aside from closing costs and inspections and appraisals and all that cool stuff.
Okay, so either have enough money to just buy the house, or have enough money to get all the inspections and all that, yada, 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 and a little extra probably for
the appraisal if it doesn't appraise.
Or appraises less than what.
Yes.
Okay. That makes it a little bit more tricky. So, you've got to have some cash on hand is what it boils down to.
So with that being said, if the house appraises at $325,000 and you still want to move forward with purchasing the house at $350,000, just keep in mind that you are paying $25,000 extra than what the bank considers the house is worth. Okay.
So, and I guess, there's pros and cons to, the more you pay in cash, that's the less that's going on the loan. So the interest isn't accruing on that. And if you paid all cash for it, then there's no interest, which, that
would be amazing.
Saves you a lot of money. Question then. Do we got all the bases covered on the need to know things about the market and the inventory and the appraisal and all that stuff?
I think so, but if you have any questions, either email me or leave me a comment here on this video, and I'll try to answer to the best of my knowledge. Okay,
so now here's my question that we'll answer on video.
Okay.
Hopefully. Who is this market ideal for then? Or who's it still a good time to buy for?
I think it's still a great time for people out of state to buy, because you're not buying a house, and this is like I tell my customers this all the time. When you're buying in Venice, you're not buying a house, you're buying location. The houses here in Venice are a little bit more expensive. You've seen that.
Yeah. But and not ridiculously more compared for what you get.
Yes, for what you get.
For the location, I think it's a great small town feel, beautiful beach town, Gulf Coast, ocean, all that.
But a lot of the houses are not upgraded. Like
True.
they're a little outdated. They're a little bit older, or not older, but like that 90s.
Yeah, 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you keep an open mind on that and just think, okay, I can paint the kitchen cabinets, I can replace this down the road, I can replace that. Like just keep an open mind. And if you're like in the East Coast, you still might get a better deal here, and also you are getting summer year round.
Yeah, and I think one other thing that I personally, I guess I'm not a realtor, so I can't maybe say this with a lot of oomph, I guess, but if the market's hot everywhere, yes, you're going to pay more for a home here, but you're also probably going to get more for the home that you're selling. And I think it's ideal for a customer where, like, I know people, I'm a basketball skills trainer, and I know some of the kids I train, their parents just moved down from like Manhattan or Brooklyn. And, you know, an area like that, like, granted the market's not as good there as it was, but still, like, space is at a premium there. So, you know, a house that's the same size here as it is in Manhattan or Brooklyn, in Manhattan or Brooklyn, you're going to probably pay $500,000 or more. I looked up some prices on Zillow and whatnot. Versus here, you know, that same house is probably going to cost you $200,000 to $300,000. Yeah. For like a 3-bed, 2-bath, depending. You know, it just depends on what you get.
Depending on the area,
yeah. And the house in Manhattan or Brooklyn is probably not going to be a much older home on top of that. Again, I think it just depends on where you're coming from and how that balances out. You know, if it's in your favor or not.
So about 1,000 people are moving to Florida every month. Why do you think that is?
First of all, I think for a lot of people, Florida's ideal for various reasons. The weather, obviously, you're closer to the ocean, the lack of state income tax, but I think a lot of it comes down to the weather and being able to be more outdoors with COVID and everything else. You know, you literally saw, especially like in cities like New York and places where people are a little bit more on top of each other, a lot of them people trying to get out of that situation and let's get a little room to breathe. And yeah, this has been a time where that's happening. And a lot more people are working from home now, too.
Yes.
So that's another factor, too, now. It's like, okay, well, where do you want to live? It's not about where's my job. It's about where would I just want to be to live, and I can do my work anywhere. So give us the recap, then. What are the need-to-know... You puppy. So give us the recap. What are the things we need to know? What should, you know, people take out of this? If
you do want to move down, or if you are in the area already and you want to purchase a home, you basically do have to move quickly. You don't have as much time because you might want to take, you know, like a night or two to think about it, and the house will be sold. Like, I've shown properties that we go to the house and we look at it, the customer loves it, I come back and it's already pending.
So basically you're saying move quick, and some of the things like this that we talked about earlier, you have to know ahead of time, know your situation, what makes sense for you, you know the area you're moving to, all that stuff. Again, we've got tons of resources on this channel, but if there's anything that's not on here, we can get you a video.
Yes, we can definitely do that. If you want to take anything from this video, is that yes, the market is hot, but there are still some options for you out there. You just have to move quickly.
Yeah, and I think, you know, especially with the market being hot everywhere, still a decent time to move here. And I think a lot of people would be glad that they made the move here. I mean, we sure are. Probably one of the best decisions we made.
Yes, definitely. I don't know. I just feel like I'm on vacation all the time.
Yeah. And I don't know. It's weird. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, all the different places I've lived, you have a certain level of pride, but like, they'd be like, yeah, I live in Venice.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. Yeah. It's weird. It's just like, because it's just, when people come and see it, like, I just had family out here. Your mom was out here. And when they come, it's just like, oh, it's so relaxing, it's calm, it's beautiful, you know, all that stuff. But, you again, watch the videos and you decide for yourself. We don't want to make it seem like we're just hyping it up. But we did handpick this city.
Yes.
Like, literally handpicked it out of, okay, let's go to Orlando. We're in the middle of the state. We'll figure it out from there. In fact, we'll link you to the video talking about why we decided on Venice, and that'll give you the full scope of it.
Don't forget to contact me if you're looking to move to the area. I am a realtor here in Venice, but I can help you find a home or refer you a good realtor anywhere.
And to make sure you catch all those newest videos we're going to be coming out with, make sure you subscribe, turn on the notifications, hit the like button if this video was helpful for you, and any questions, Drop a comment. Any videos you want to see, drop a comment. We really would. I don't think we get a lot of comments from people saying, "Oh, I want to see this or that." So the more comments we can get, the better content we can make for you guys. Thanks for watching.